Welcome back to the SimZone, ladies and gentlemen. And after our off-season, we are back once again for the PC GT3 Championship here on Assetto Corsa Competizione. And currently, we have 40 cars on the grid with us tonight for round 1 Nurburgring. And just 10 minutes left of this qualifying session as we see Felix Bruden there on provisional pole, 153.8 there from Bruden. Lucas Sidor in second, also on a 53, but a 53.9 there, so just a tenth separate, or less than a tenth separating those two. It's Porsche in second at the moment and Mercedes in first. Both very good cars here at Nürburgring. Aporius in third, and also another Mercedes. But we've got a lot of new drivers here for season 7 now we're on, and it is currently a fast track, and we've got some comments coming in as well. Jan saying hello. We've got a few new Van den Heuvel, who is on track currently, saying evening. Russell also saying evening. We've got Lord Croth there, looking forward to this. TFJ saying let's go and see how the big boys do it. I believe that's Yaroslav in the comments as well. And make sure as well, ladies and gentlemen, to like the stream if you haven't done so already, and subscribe if you are new. But we've got still the same between the top 3, no improvements there, but actually Aporius into the 53s as well. Sidor just crosses the line and puts it on provisional pole, 153.865 there for Sidor, obviously running the same livery as last season, Visceral Esports. But let's look further down the grid. We've got the number 32 car. That's Van den Heuvel is about to cross the line. He puts it into P8 there on a 155.865. I believe the 59 car is next, and that is Lorenzetti is going to cross the line there. Puts it into P13, 156 flat there from the McLaren driver. And the car behind him, I believe, was one of the Audis, who actually has probably one of my favourite liveries on here, actually. He has the McDonald's sign on there, which is quite interesting. I haven't actually seen that before. But I'm sure we'll get a good look at his car on the grid walk. Bruden now a tenth up on his time. Let's go on board with him for the final sector of this lap. Currently still a tenth up. This will put him back on provisional pole. And let's see, coming through this final chicane, taking not as much curb as I thought he would have. Could have taken a bit more, but you see they're keeping it tight through the final corner, getting the power early, and he's got the slipstream as well of the AMG up ahead, and he's going to put it back on provisional pole there, 153.7 from Bruden. Aporius then, the next AMG down, currently on an invalid lap. It may be an outlap for him, but Yitz, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to have to get used to these names, it's only the first round. But in the Ferrari, currently in P8 in the Astro Racing Team livery. There's quite a few Astro Racing Team drivers here, all running similar liveries, and always gone wide there onto the gravel, and I think that's might return the car to the pits. Jan Barth has just crossed the line. P10 currently in the Porsche, 155.6 there from Barth. And he seems to have found quite a few tenths in the first corner already. 3 tenths he's found in that first corner. Now looking further down as well, Van den Heuvel and the Lamborghini. I'm not actually sure we have any other Lamborghinis on the grid this season, but he's doing a good job with it so far, currently sitting in P14 on a 155.8 and he is, I believe, 4/10 up, so this could put him into the top 10 actually. If he can hold it together. It's actually, I spoke too soon. We know how strong the commentator's curse is. He's actually lost a few tenths now, but he's still got another sector of the lap to go. Jan Barth now 5/10 up here. And he's coming down this long, fast right-hander up towards the final chicane. Now can he hold it together? Let's see. Onto the brakes there, using a bit of the curb. Through the final corner. He's still 5/10 up, so this is looking very good for Jan Barth. This could also put him into the top 10. And he's going to cross the line now at P6 for Barth. Wow, what a lap there for him. But P7 now as someone else does improve. With the top 3, Bruden, Sidor and Aporius all within a couple of tenths of each other. Bodenberger, who's raced with us since Season 5, was our Season 5 champion, and is now still racing with us in Season 7, which is good to see. He's currently in P4. He's got a few tenths separating himself and Bruden, but not much between himself and Aporius. Just less than a tenth there if he wants to get into the 53s. But he's currently on an out lap. Just 4 minutes left of this qualifying session. Time is running out for some of these drivers. Sidor is up on his time. Bruden up on his time as well. Sidor just needs about a tenth here to take pole off of Bruden. Where's Bruden currently? Coming. Oh, he's in the final sector. Sidor coming up towards the final corner. This is going to put Sidor back on provisional pole, possibly. Yes, it is. And he's going to cross the line there, back on provisional pole for Sidor. Where is Bruden? He's coming through the final chicane. He's 2 tenths up. He may have messed up the entry into the chicane slightly, and that he would have been able to take back P1, but I don't think he's going to be able to. But yep, no improvement that time around from Bruden. Now the number 315 car of Pizuk in the Honda this time around. He was in the Porsche last season, is now in the Honda, and you just can't beat the sound of this car. It's absolutely amazing, and running using the Run DJC livery colours there on his Honda as well. You can hear this thing from the other side of the track. That's how loud it is. But currently the 154s is up for an improvement. We have a bunch of cars here about to cross the line. Let's see if we can catch them before they do. If we're quick enough. We might not be. No, I don't think we will be. But next car is going to be the number 91, which is Cameron, who is one of our admins here at the SimZone. Currently in P23. I don't think he improved that last time around. Carvan Hoorn in P27, another admin here at the SimZone. And we've got a few stewards as well, who are in the PC league here, who are currently racing out on track. One of them being, let's see if we can find him, Van Putten, who's in P24 currently, and he is 6 tenths up, using the Aston this season. And we also have another Jan here, Subi, Jan Philip Subi, also another Honda out on track, which is good to see. He's about a second up on his time. This is going to jump him so many places here. if he can hold it together. But the qualifying session is coming to an end, just less than a minute before it finishes, and the top two, it looks like it's going to stay as it is. Sidor, Bruden and Aporius all into the pits, unless Pizzak can do something this lap. He is currently 2/10 up, so let's not try and put the commentator's curse on him. We'll get on board with Pizzak. Perfect time to go on board with him, as he's pretty much still at on the start of this lap. 2/10 up. DD in the comments showing his support for Pizzak. TFJ showing his support for Jan. Oh, a mistake there from Pizzak. He's lost a bit of time after that mistake. Can he gain it back elsewhere on this track? It's going to be quite an ask here, especially with the top three being so tight. And Sidor almost into the 52s. But no, it doesn't look like it's going to be an improvement for Pizzak. So there we have it, the top three. Sidor in P1, starting on pole. Bruden in P2, and Aporius in P3. That's your top three then for this qualifying session. Make sure to stay tuned, because we'll be back very, very shortly for the race. Right then, what a crazy qualifying session we had just then. And we'll get a quick grid walk here of the drivers just lining up on the grid, ready for their formation lap. And as we saw in qualifying, Sidor on pole, Bruden second, Aporius in third, Pizzak in fourth, Ottenberger in fifth, Alessandro there in sixth, Müller in seventh, Midemar in 8th, Barth in 9th, and he's quite surprised with that qualifying of his. You can see his Porsche there on the left-hand side. Hammerbo in 10th, Viken in 11th, Kubizio in 12th, Henbury in 13th, Blake in 14th, Van den Heuvel in 15th, Lorenzetti in 16th, Van Putten in 17th, Bourgeois in 18th, Curtin in 19th, and to round off the top 20, V's in 20th there. But got some really nice liveries on this grid. We won't be able to go for a full grid walk. But here are just some of the liveries, some of the creativity we've got out on track. I'm just going to get ready for this formation lap now. There we go, the Porsche Sidor gets going. Let's get a quick look at the track walk of Nurburgring. So it's quite a twisty track. Is the Nurburgring GP, and not one we've raced on for a couple seasons, I think. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce all these corner names, but we've got some very famous corners here. It's very tricky corners, especially when the balance of the cars change according to the fuel load. But a very fast sector 2 and a very short sector 3 here at Nurburgring as well. It's pretty much just the chicane and the final corner, and then the short straight leading up to the start-finish line. But yeah, that's Nurburgring for you. And as we see, the Porsches, Mercedes and Honda are quite strong here at this track. Pardon me. But Aporius into the pits. What's happened there? I don't think he readied up in time. That's a real shame for Aporius. He's going to be starting from the pit lane then after qualifying in P3. That's a huge error from the Mercedes driver there. But that promotes Pizik then into P3 on the start. TFJ saying he didn't see the McDonald's Audi. Let's try and find him now. I believe. Let's double check and see if we can. There we go. There's the McDonald's Audi. Blake. Not sure if he's sponsored by McDonald's. But it's an interesting livery. And that one I've seen before, so yeah, we'll keep an eye on Blake then. P13, warming up his tyres, and Van den Heuvel in the only Lamborghini on the grid, just behind him. Good to see the Laser Camel and Paul Mitchell as well in the comments. TFJ saying it surprises him that there's no Bentley. There is. Actually, there might not be. Might be right. There's a few Astons. Not sure about Bentleys actually. It all depends on the track selection for the season. But yeah, Bentley's still quite a good car on PC. The drivers now lining up side by side, getting ready for the race start here for round 1 of the SimZone's GT3 Championship here, Season 7. Going to be lights out any moment. And we are green there. Sidor off to a good start, but the Mercedes on the left-hand side also pulling away from the pack behind. And they're going to be side by side coming into turn 1. Buden slightly ahead, but on the outside. And Pizik, oh, bit of contact there. Pizik very late on the brakes. And a bit cheeky there from Pizik. I don't think he meant to do that. But yeah, very late on the brakes. He's actually lost a few positions as a result. Obviously the tyres and brakes not up to optimum temperature, so that could be one of the reasons, but he's now going to lose another position here, maybe to Catricala there in the Ferrari. No, he's had to tuck back in, so Bizik holds on there to P4, but Sidor there already opening up quite a gap to Bruden behind. Let's bring up the race gaps. Now, there we go. So 1.2 seconds already between the top two. Bonenberger moves up into P3, but he's got Bizik very close behind, hot on his tail here. Alessandro in P5, who isn't going to let Bizik get away easily. He ran the Honda last season, so he knows the strengths and weaknesses of that car. He's now in the Ferrari this time. Müller in P6, just behind the Ferrari here of Midema. Having to defend from Fabrizio there, a bit loose for the Ferrari. He's now having to go defensive, but I think a mistake from the Aston as well is not going to put him close enough for an overtaking opportunity. But look at this, Hamrabo having to defend against that's Viken behind. Viken not able to get a move done here. He's looking left and right, but he had not enough space through this final chicane to get a move done. Already a great start to this race. I think it's been pretty clean from what I've seen. But Viken now is going to have to defend Blake, having looked down the inside. Had a thought about that, but maybe just trying to play some mind games here. And that is the Ferrari and Aston side by side, just up ahead. Looks like Midema has been able to hold on, but for how long? He's got a bit of a train here. Oh, that was someone very sideways. I think that was Blake there, just very loose on the exit, and Barth now having looked down the inside, wasn't able to get that move done though. Blake holds it around the outside, and that's Hembury joining in on the action as well. And this is going to be a huge battle for P7. We've got cars, drivers catching up to this train now, and Midema still leading, although he's broken away slightly to Fabrizio there in P8. But let's quickly switch back to the top two. Sidor still with a 1.1 second gap to Bruden, but it hasn't extended, so Bruden just managing the gap here, doesn't want to push too much with it being so early on in the race. Bonenberger as well hanging on in there, but Bizik, look at this, having to defend against Alessandro, and I'm sure he's not going to be able to keep this up for a whole hour here. And we do have a mandatory pit stop as well, which we will bring up in a second. There we go. But yeah, it's not going to be easy for Bizik to hold off Alessandro for a whole hour. Although he is catching up slightly to Bonenberger. The top two now within a second of each other. So Bruden, that last lap was about half a tenth quicker than Sidor. These two very even on pace at the moment. Lucas Sidor that last time around of 54 flat, and for Bruden it was a 53.9. But going back to this battle, Blake in P11 challenging. Oh, what happened to Viken there? Has he had a connection issue? I think he has. I think Viken may have disconnected here. Or is he back on track? I think Viken has disconnected, unfortunately. That's a real shame, as he was running quite high up the order. But let's look down further down the field. We've got so many cars on track. Oh, we've had a bit of a collision here. Oh, Versteeg there being tagged, I think, by Osh. Versteeg into the barriers there. Osh continuing on his way. But those two just moving across on each other ever so slightly. We've got, I think that is, we've got quite a few cars off there in the background. That's an Aston and a Mercedes off in the background there. I think Clayton, no, Clayton's in the Ferrari. I think that may have been Valander off earlier on into the gravel, and he seems to have quite a lot of damage on the front of his AMG there. That's maybe one of the reasons why he's struggling with understeer. Yeah, it looks like we have lost Beacon due to a disconnection. Booker here in P29 battling with, I believe that's Barton just up ahead. Once again, it's Porsche versus Mercedes. They've actually got Sandrock in the M4 behind them as well. So a 3-car battle for P28, although Barton has slightly extended the gap now. Aporius, after starting in the pits, is now making his way through the grid here, but he's got a lot of work to do. Currently in P31. And his last lap was a 2:07. So he's definitely got some work to do if he wants to catch back up to maybe a top 10 here for Aporius. We'll have a look. He goes down the inside there of Sandrock. Sandrock leaves him the room. Doesn't really want to be battling with someone who qualified much higher than he did. Now Sandrock may even have an opportunity here to follow Aporius through to gain a position in the Porsche. Very sideways there. Booker catches the slide just, but that's another easy position gained for Aporius. And it looks like we've got Versteeg into the pits. I think that may have been another retirement there. Back to the top two, still within a second of each other. Now we'll keep an eye on this battle as we go down to the battle 4. There's so many battles going on. We'll go down to the battle for P18. There's quite a few cars here. In actually P15 first, we've got a massive train going on here, and I will bring up the battle between P1 and P2 in the bottom right hand corner of the screen as well. Actually, there we go. But in this train of cars, we've got Hembry leading. Actually, Curtin in the Porsche, just breaking away from this pack. Hembry then P14, followed by Lorenzetti, then Matt Pryor, Bourgeois in the bright pink Ferrari that he was running last season, so he's gone with it again. Bilotti behind, looking left and right, trying to show himself in the rearview mirrors there of Bourgeois, but doesn't seem like Bourgeois is phased by these mind games. Matheson in P19, then Julius Rees in P20, and Moffat rounding off the tail end of this train. Just had a comment that Lord Pearl said in the chat. But Moffat keeping the pressure on these here. And he's going to go for a move into turn 2. No, he has a look. The door was open, but I don't think Moffat was close enough to get that done. but he's looking to set himself up for a move here. He was that last lap 4 seconds quicker than V's, so obviously a mistake there from the number 27 BMW just up ahead. We're going back to this train. I think we're going to have to go on board with Lorenzetti here. I'm sure he would not like to see this many cars in his rearview mirror. It's a lot of pressure that he may be feeling at the moment. And the pit window will be opening in about 8 minutes here. So will one of these drivers behind try and go for an undercut? Now look at the top two, they're so close to each other here. Coming down to turn one, looks like Sidor is having to go defensive here into turn one. A little bit of contact between the two. Sidor holds on to the position though. And yeah, he holds on just about. But Bruden wasn't able to get that move done. And they continue to battle for another lap. We'll go back to this train. Lorenzetti holding on here, followed by Pryor. And we've got some more cars joining in on the action as well. Bilotti having to defend. Oh, there's that's V's down the inside, I think, of Matheson. These two still battling, but Matheson's going to have the inside. A bit of door running between the two, and V's is going to have the inside for the next corner. This left-hander here, and he's held onto the position. Great driving between the two. Bit of elbows out, but that's what we like to see in racing. Oh, I spoke too soon, and contact between the two. V's down a couple positions due to that contact. I'm sure there's going to be a few incident reports at the end of this race. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with Matheson after that move. But yeah, flash of the lights there from him, but he hasn't lost too much time, and he was lucky to keep it out of the wall. Now Matheson and Moffat continue to battle. And now the top two, Sidor and Bruden, still continuing to battle. Bruden not close enough though this time around to go for a move into turn one. Sidor's definitely feeling the pressure. Although he isn't very experienced, he is a very experienced driver. We'll see how it plays out later on in this race. Bruden might even go for an earlier pit stop here. But he has to time it correctly, otherwise he will come out in traffic, which isn't exactly what you want. Let's go down towards battle in P29. Van Hoorn running the Ferrari this season. Used to driving the Aston Martin, but has now gone with the Ferrari. Looks like Matheson has made the move on Moffat. Moffat now almost losing a position here to V's. He's going to go around the outside there. What a move by V's, and he's going to make it stick. I think we're going to have to get a replay on that move later on the brakes around the outside, and he got that move done perfectly there. But they're still battling him. Moffat not letting him get away with that one so easily, but looks like V's has held on, and now looking to catch back up to Matheson, possibly get revenge here, not by contact but by gaining that position back. And back to this battle we were talking about earlier, Van Hoorn and Barton, P28 and P29. Midema into the pits already, that's interesting. because the pit window hasn't opened just yet. So you must have some sort of damage on the car. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, not sure what's happened there to him. I can't see any damage on the rear. He may have repaired it already. But let's go to this battle between the top two. Sidor's still leading the race. They've got a bit of damage, these two, but not much to be worried about at all. Sidor now picking up the pace slightly. That last lap, a 153.997 for Sidor. Bruden was a 154.127. The gap between these two is now a second. Pizek and Alessandro are still battling it out. These two have been battling for almost 17 minutes now. They've been inseparable on track. Let's go on board here with Alessandro, who's got a much better exit out of the Schumacher S's, and Rachaf going to have to go back trackside here. Can he do the move around the outside? He has, but he's had to go wide there. Come back on track, but he's held the position. Great move there from the Ferrari number 6, and he made that stick. Very well done from Catricala there, and up into P4 he goes. Now we go down to Tom Curtin in P14. He's hassling the back of Lorenzetti here. Now we know the Porsche not the quickest on the straights, but here at Nurburgring you don't really have to worry about that. The BOP for the Porsche is really good here as well. Lord Perth saying what a move round the outside. Yeah, it was great. A great move what we saw. Curtin's going to benefit from the slipstream here of Lorenzetti as well. And it looks like he's going for a later apex into the final corner, maybe to help him get a nice run into turn 1, but I think it's done the complete opposite there. He's a bit too far back to go for a move into turn 1. He's catching him up under braking here. And we know the Porsche's got some really good acceleration. So out of the corners he's going to be much better. Matt Pryor still battling in this train. Porsche having a look down the inside, they had to back out of that move. Bilotti behind them, so these three still battling it out. And you can see in the background that's Matheson, then Moffat, and then Wies, who's caught back up. Although he has lost the position to Moffat once again, so not sure what's happened there. Maybe a mistake for Wies. He did have a sizable gap to Moffat in the Aston, but now they've got Aporius catching up. Aporius already into P21. The last time we saw him, he was in P31, so 10 positions gained in the matter of a few laps. And I just got confirmation that Viken unfortunately did disconnect, which is a shame. Bourgeois still on the back of Pryor. He's got to think about Bilotti behind him though, and Bilotti a bit deep on the brakes there into the final corner. I think the curb may have unsettled the car ever so slightly, but the pit window will be opening in about 10 seconds now. Who will we see first dive into the pits? Back to the top two. There we go, pit window is now open. Back to the top two. Sidor still leading the race. There's still a 1 second gap as well. They've been so even, these two. I think they're going to be battling till the checkered flag. But Blake, I think, is disconnected as well. It's unfortunate to see. Wies is off there. Moffat looks like they've had a coming together there. And I think Moffat he's going to be granted the position back. So very sportsmanlike there from V's to give the position back, although it's not necessary. And Osh, as a result, gains a position there up into P21. Now we've got Valander, Van Hoorn into the pits as well. Those two the first ones to serve their mandatory pit stops. Now remember, if you're watching, give the video a big thumbs up and hit the red button to subscribe if you're new as well. And let's keep the chat going, keep me entertained. Although the racing is entertaining enough, it would be nice to interact with some of you, even if you're new as well. Osh having a look to the outside here, but there's really not enough space here to go side by side. Unless you're brave enough, of course, and that is, he is into the pits now. So Osh gets promoted into P18. Quite a few drivers pitting there. Bourgeois, Matthewson, Hembury, and Rees all into the pits. I think we may have a bit of a sound bug there into turn 1. I think it is Blake that had been disconnected. Yes, it is. But the top two now still battling out. Neither of them are going to pit. They have no reason to. They've got clean air ahead of them. And let's go on board with Bruden for a bit here. If we can get the right camera, there we go, that would be nice. And just bear with us while we sort out that sound bug into turn 1. No, it should be sorted. It should have sorted itself out now. So yeah, apologies for that, but we are going to continue here. Bruden losing a bit of time there, comes back up to a second, maybe even slightly more. You can hear there a slight lift for the Mercedes through the Schumacher S's. I assume the Porsche may have been flat. But I got to say, I do love this livery here, the race taxi of Bruden, and it very well suits Nurburgring. But we go down to the battle for P13. Matt Pryor still. Actually, it's now Curtin who he's battling with. Curtin seems to have lost some time. He's now going to have to think about defending or even pitting here to avoid losing time battling with Pryor. And let's have a quick read of any comments. Lord Brill saying, what's Blake doing bird watching? Although that might be a good hobby, it's not the time for bird watching, but no, he's disconnected unfortunately. And his car vanished into thin air. So Pryor not able to get close enough to Curtin. He's got Bilotti behind, very late on the brakes into turn 1. And is now challenging for P12 here. That's going to allow Curtin to pull away. And it's going to allow Van der Heuvel to... Oh, not Van der Heuvel. Not Van der Heuvel. It was someone else in the background. I think it may be a lapped car. Yes, I think that's Midema, who is a lapped car currently. So he's not in this battle. But look at that, with just a half a lap of battling between Pryor and Bilotti, Curtin's been able to open up a 1.6 second gap. It just shows you how much time you can lose by battling with someone behind you. I know Bilotti's slightly wide there, that's going to allow Pryor some breathing room. But Midema behind, just not going to want to be battling with Bilotti in front. Both these two from Astro Racing Team as well, so there'll be a bit more respect on track between them two. We'll go to the battle for P26. Cameron Parker is currently a second ahead of Kano, who's now having to defend against Lloris there in the Audi. The Audi having a look down the inside. Kano's left the door wide open, but can he hold it around the outside to have the inside for the next corner? He's going to do so. Good defending driving between the two. Oh, bit of contact. I don't think that was Kano's fault. I think Lloris tried to close the door there, but Kano was on the inside. There was nowhere for him to go. It's a bit of a racing incident between the two, unfortunately. Moffat now into the pits. Likewise is Matt Pryor, so that leaves Bilotti to going to clean out. Oh, we've got a car off there. One of the McLarens. Who is that? I think that's Robinson who was off there. He's got it back on track though, which is good to see. And I don't think there's any damage on his car, so he may have lost it on his own. But we'll get a quick replay up shortly to see what happened to Robinson. Now back to the race leader, Sidor, leading this race. Now not got anyone to worry about because Bruden has pitted, and we'll see where he comes out. Still currently sat in the pits. But we'll keep an eye on him. We'll see where he comes out on track. He does not want to be stuck in traffic. That's just going to give Sidor the advantage, as he is currently in clean air. Doesn't have anyone to worry about. Looks like Aporius now up into P19. He has served his mandatory stop though. Looks like he's also got past Hembury and P20 there in the Audi, just behind. Now looks like Cavizio here in P13, although he's battling with Subi, who hasn't pitted yet. I think Subi's just going to let him through. Blue flags must have been waved there, and he does so without Kubizio losing much time whatsoever. So that's great to see. We've got Sidor now into the pits. Where is Bruden? He's currently in P9. Does he have any traffic ahead of him? He doesn't, so he's timed that pit stop to perfection. Now, let's have a look. Where is Sidor? He hasn't got moving just yet. It's been dropped off the jacks. Now he's moving. Bruden is coming down the start-finish straight. It's going to be so close between these two. Sidor, though, no, he comes out ahead. And the gap's about the same. Or maybe even more. No, it is more. So Sidor has gained some time there in the pit stops. Let's have a quick look at how long their pit stops took. So looking at their pit stop time, Bruden was 62 seconds. Sidor was actually slower in the pit, so it may have just been their in-laps and out-laps that were different. So Sidor possibly had a better in-lap and out-lap. But yeah, that's time spent in the pit lane. Sidor just 8/10 longer in the pits. And Pizuk there in P6 having quite a bad stop, 67 seconds. So maybe he's changed tyres, and maybe Sidor and Bruden haven't. There's no way of us telling, unfortunately. We've only got 6.5 minutes left of the pit window to go, and currently in provisional race lead is Christian Müller, who is still yet to pit. Barth in P8 also yet to pit. Who else? Sorrentino in P12, and I think that may be it. Let's have a look further down. Yeah, I think that... Oh no, Taylor Robinson as well has to pit. So yeah, those four still yet to pit. But the rest are going to be battling out on track for position. At the moment, not much battling going on towards the back of the field. Although, actually, I spoke too soon. V's there in P25, still battling with Moffat. They've got Van Putten ahead of them in P23, and Kano in P22, not far ahead. Let's go on board here with V's as we approach the chicane. Bannon Hoover saying, look at the battle for P10. We'll have a look in just a second. Oh, looks like we've got a drive-through penalty for Hamrabo, who's currently in P9, so that's going to drop him down quite a few positions. We will bring up the battle for P10 here. Watching Barth, who is... Oh, a mistake there from V's. Oh, he's all over the place, but he's managed to hold it together. that could have ended in disaster for V's, but he's held on. He's lost time though to Moffat ahead. Curtin in P16 here. We'll be battling with Bilotti in P15. Oh, a mistake there from Curtin. Oh no, he's actually had that very nice there. Thought he made a mistake. He cut just enough there into the chicane. Not sure that's gained him much time though. May have been just a bit too much of curb. Barton, Lorenzetti and Hammerbo. Hammerbo has pitted. That would be his drive-through penalty. Sorrentino and Barton now serving their mandatory stop. But we'll go to this battle then. Van der Heuvel we'll go on board with. Now we've got this battle on the screen. Van der Heuvel and Jan Barth, P9 and P8. Now it's good to see the Lamborghini so high up the order. Van der Heuvel slightly onto the gravel there. That's not going to help his straight line speed coming up towards the chicane here. Make sure to like the stream if you haven't done so already. You see they're both using a lot more of the track, and I think they are encountering some traffic now there. One of the Porsches moving out the way very nicely. But Van der Heuvel catching back up to Barth. Let's see what their lap times are currently. So Van der Heuvel, that last lap of 56.097, and for Jan Barth it was a 55.717. So much quicker that last lap for Barth, but this lap so far looks to be quite even. I think a bit late on the brakes for the Lamborghini driver there. A slight lock up as well has lost him some time. And you can just have to have a massive lift through the Schumacher S's, and he's lost so much time now, unfortunately. But we'll keep an eye on these two, see if Van der Heuvel is able to catch back up. But back to the top two, Sidor and Bruden. They've been at it since the start, since the green flag was waved, and even up 40 minutes into this race, they're still separated by just a second. This is going to be a fight till the line. Now we go to P10 Aporis, who's going to catch Van der Heuvel and Barth. He's going to be involved in this battle now. And obviously qualified in P3, started from the pit lane. He does have a bit of damage on the rear end of his Mercedes. Yeah, it was a shame that Aporis started from the pit lane. He could have been battling with the top two. I think he definitely had the pace to do so. The qualifying was so close. And oh, we've got one of the Hondas off there. I think that is one of the back markers though. They go down to P16, Matt Pryor, who's catching up to Hamrabo. Hamrabo also catching up to Lorenzetti, so this is another 3-car battle that we could see heat up in a few minutes, or it might have even started. There's a gap between Lorenzetti and Hamrabo, just under a second. See Hamrabo with a much better exit. Schumacher, as he's closing the gap every corner, and Lorenzetti seems to have missed the apex slightly. That's not going to help him with his exit speed. But a mistake there from Hamrabo as well. He's going to have the slipstream now coming down towards the final chicane, and you can see it's coming into effect. He's not going to be close enough for a move here. It's not really a place he can go for a dive bomb. Lorenzetti onto the grass slightly, that's not affected him too much. And Pryor behind. He's 1.3 seconds back now. I'm not sure if he's losing time just yet. That last lap, he was about 9/10 slower actually, that last lap. So yeah, he's definitely losing a lot of time here. Looks like that is Valander up ahead. Oh, contact between the two! And Hamrabo making contact with Lorenzetti. That's cost him 2 positions there, unfortunately. But Hamrabo, very sportsmanlike there, returning the position. It's very nice to see. But that promotes Pryor up into P14. He's going to say thank you for that. That's 2 easy positions gained. And we go back to Arporius in P9. He's right in the back of Jan Barth now. He's going to look, oh, very late on the brakes there. I thought he was going to make contact with Barth, but he's going to have a nice run coming down the start finish straight, down in towards turn 1. The AMG's just got the grunt here, and the better straight line speed. I don't think he's going to be close enough. No, he's not. He needs to get the move done into a heavy braking zone here. And Barth is going to defend for his life. He's been P8 for a while now. He's not going to want to let this position go with just under 16 minutes left in this race. How long can Barth hold on for is the question. He's not going extremely defensive there. Arporius so close to the back of Barth. Flash of the lights there from Arporius, maybe a bit, an apologetic flash of the lights. But Barth may be feeling the pressure now. We just put the current lap times on the screen as well. Barth now having to go extremely defensive coming up towards the chicane. Arporius is going to be on the outside later in the brakes, and he's going to get that move done. Oh, a bit sideways though, and Barth is going to still be side by side. Can he get a switchback, or is he going to try and hold it around the outside? I think that's not really going to work for Barth there. and he has lost that position. So Porres up into P8, but he may have to go defensive now into turn 1. Moves back over to the racing line, and he has got that position confirmed. So P8 for Porres, Barth down to P9. Top two, Sidor has been able to open up the gap to 2 points, well, nearly 3 seconds now to Bruden in P2. Has Bruden made a mistake? Oh, he has! Off into the gravel, and he has to be careful here because Bodenberger is catching up. He's not far behind at all, but he's found himself in some traffic here. And blue flags being waved. Bodenberger's going to want to get past these back markers as soon as possible. There we go, I believe that is Barton who's just let Bodenberger through. So now the gap between Bruden and Bodenberger only 6.5 seconds. If Bruden makes another mistake, it could be costly here. Bodenberger, they're losing a bit of time to the traffic, but not a huge amount. Now Sidor's got a comfortable 8-second lead here to Bruden. And looking down to the battle for P15, Lorenzetti and Pryor battling out here. Pryor was behind these two, Lorenzetti and Hammerbo, but now he's having to do defending, so the roles have reversed. As long as you place your car right here at Nurburgring, it's not that easy to get past. We've seen drivers hold off a train of cars behind them for the majority of the race. And it's all down to where you place your car. It doesn't matter how quick you are. Lorenzetti struggling to get past at the moment. Pryor doing a great job at defending, but Lorenzetti has to be careful though. He can't open up the door to Hammerbo behind, so he's going to have to time his overtakes here. We can see Lorenzetti started P16, it's now to P15, so he's gained 1 position this race, but Matt Pryor started P22, he's gained 8 positions this race so far. And I think the most positions gained is, let's have a look, by Bilotti in P12, who's gained 9 positions. And then next after that is Pryor, who's gained 8 positions this race, and that is Hammerbo up a position there, getting that move done on Lorenzetti. So up into P15 he goes, and now he's going to look for a move on Pryor. Pryor's shown his defensive skills this race. He's been placing the car exactly where it needs to be placed to hold off those behind him. see that Pryor still defending the Aston though, hassling him, and it's contact once again. That's not the first time that Amrabo's made contact, and I think he may return that position again, I'm not sure, but that's twice this race. Amrabo has unfortunately made contact with another driver. But it doesn't seem like he's going to return the position this time, although it's not mandatory, you don't have to return the position. But yeah, Pryor's not going to be happy with that at all. He needs to keep his head down. There we go. Amrabo returning the position now. So good to see, but Lorenzetti back up into P14. These three have been chopping and changing positions almost every lap. But further down the grid, we've got Hooschii in P25 in a bit of a sandwich here. They've got Loris up ahead, and that is Alessandro, who's trying to navigate his way through as he is a lap ahead. It's not going to be easy though with these two being on the same lap, with Hooschii and Loris on the same lap, battling for position. Alessandro there in the yellow Ferrari is going to have to try and find a way past without losing much time. As he is currently in P4, and Pizik just 5.2 seconds behind. Could close the gap here massively if Catricalo is not able to get past, and Hooschii with a mistake through the chicane that allows Catricalo to get past, and it's going to be easier for him to overtake the Audi up ahead of if I can remember, Loris. There we go. But you can see there, that is Pryor trying the move on Lorenzetti, and he's almost got that done. Still side by side there, they're going to have to leave each other enough room coming through the Schumacher S's, and it looks like Pryor's got that move done. A bit of damage on the front end of Lorenzetti's McLaren, but Pryor holds on to that position, or gets that position done, and it looks like Amrabo follows him through. They've now got Bourgeois, Mathewson as well, I think. So that's the wrong screen. There we go. That doesn't help. But they've now got. Here we go. This is probably easier. Bourgeois as well in this battle. Just 5.5 minutes left to go of this race. That's the Aston trying the move around the outside. He hasn't made it stick. Pryor holds on. And look at this train we've got now. Pryor followed by Amrabo, then Lorenzetti, then Bourgeois. All these four. And I think that might be Mathewson behind. Yes, it is. 2.1 seconds behind there. So he could be another contender in this battle. Oh, contact once again! Amrabo making contact there with Pryor. Pryor's been a bit of a victim this race to Amrabo. I think Amrabo might need to calm down a bit. I'm not sure if Pryor was a bit too early on the brakes there, or if Amrabo was very late, but get a quick replay up of what happened. That is not exactly what we like to see though. So that puts Pryor down into P18. TFJ saying, oh no, not again. Yeah, unfortunately. It's happened not once but twice now. But down to P25, Osh and Laurie still battling it out here. Osh, after that mistake in the chicane a few laps ago, has caught back up. But we are going to try and bring up the replay, see what happened with Hammerbow and Pryor. So we will bring up the replay here. So that's Hammerbow on the back of Pryor. They go down towards the Dunlop curve there, Dunlop hairpin. And looks like they kind of switched positions there. I'm not sure if it was a bit of a miscommunication between those two. But Pryor tried to go back over to the racing line, and Hammerbow tried to go to the inside. So they tried to switch lines there in the braking zone, and it didn't come off well for Pryor, unfortunately. But just 1 minute left to go of this race, so the race leader, Sidor, will stay on board with him as it is the final lap. See there, he's going to have to, I don't think he really needs to try and get past the back markers, although he wants to, because that is Bourgeois who is in a battle. So that's Bourgeois followed by Lorenzetti, or Lorenzetti in front, then Hammerbow in front of that. All Sidor needs to do is bring it home here. And Lorenzetti's going to let him through. But what a race for Sidor. Started on pole, had to battle pretty much beginning to end with Bruden in the number 62 AMG, but Sidor managed to come out on top, and he's going to round off the final corner now. P1 there for Sidor. That's going to put him into the lead of the championship here, coming into round 2. So good job there for Sidor. Crosses the line in P1. Bruden crosses the line in P2. Also good points for him, picking up the point for the fastest lap of the race as well. Bonenberger in P3, rounding off the podium. Alessandro Catricalo is going to round off the final corner in P4. Pizuk is going to finish in P5. Müller is going to finish. We'll wait for Pizuk to cross the line actually. There we go. Pizuk in P5. Müller is going to cross the line in P6. And Cabizio on P7, Aporius in P8, Barth in P9, and Toon van den Heuvel in P10. So that's your top 10 then for round 1 here at Nurburgring. We'll see if we can get a quick interview with the top 3. Yeah, let's see if we can grab the top 3 for an interview. Yes, looks like we do have Sidor who will join us in the interview. So let's bring over Sidor. Congratulations on the win for round 1 here of the SimZone GT3 Championship Season 7, and it's good to have you back. And yeah, what a great opening to the season.
Hello everyone. Yeah, it was. But it was hard. It was very hard.
You had a very tough battle with Bruno, and he kept you on your toes for pretty much the entire race. And
yes, for my first stint I couldn't breathe. I was like top notch, full focus.
Yeah, and you had a bit of contact, I think, into turn 1 at one point when he tried to go for the move.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but managed to defend well. And going into round 2, which I believe is Suzuka. How are you feeling about that with the Porsche?
I feel good. I kinda love this track. It's one of my best, and we'll see.
Yeah, well, it should be a good track for the Porsche as well. But yeah, congratulations once again on P1 and the lead of the championship going into round 2, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you very much. Bye.
So we have it then. That was Sidor, your race winner here of round 1 Nurburgring. But make sure to join us tomorrow for the PS5 GT3 Championship on ACC as well. But from us, thank you for watching, and good night.